All right, so time for us to begin. We're going to start with creating a visibility icon. So I've been a big fan recently of Google Fonts, which they've added an icon section. So if we look at, I want like an eye. So we could have visibility and then not visible. So these are the two that we probably want. And then we can just export these as SVGs. We have a dark background, so we want these to be white. So save you. Save you. Okay, so then for our front end, we have our assets. Let's throw these in. Okay, so here's these two. Let's see. Then we have icons. I guess this would be art, right? So maybe we can just do this as icons. I mean, okay, that's interesting. Somebody has a method for that. But I want this one. Okay, so we have these icons now in existence. Let's actually create a component for that. We'll call this like visibility toggle icon. Oh, I was kind of like expecting that to just figure out. So I want probably not wrong. Oh, wait, what? Hold on. Okay, it just took you a while to figure this out. Okay, so then we can have just a div. Actually, this is probably just like a second. There you go. Section and oh, it's an image, isn't it? It's gonna be an image. So an image, we're gonna have source be bound, so that way we can bring it to this icon. Which means we're gonna have to have like a VIF also for this, for like depending upon if it's visible or invisible. So this is gonna be basically like file name. Alt is let's grab the alt. And let's see, what else do we want in here? We're gonna have a VIF. So actually, no, we don't need a VIF because it's gonna give me the file name dynamically. So this is gonna be fine. So we can just do this. Then JavaScript. We're gonna pull in these two files. So import import visibility off icon from not exactly close. So assets. Visibility white. No, visibility off. White or DP SVG. Okay. Port visibility on. Unfortunately, it's not exactly that. Like, can I like take part of that? So there's been a feature request for like taking part of something and telling you like, hey, you're partially right, but not exactly. Is it? Okay. Visibility on icon from assets. Visibility white for the SVG. So I've learned that to make these work, I can't like just bring them in here. We're going to have data. And so inside of this data, we're gonna then have these two. So I guess I don't need these to be capitalized, but I don't know if it matters that much. So we can just do visibility off icon. Can just make it like icons. I like that. Okay, off, on. All right. So then, okay, so then we're going to have to like choose what to do. So we're gonna want probably props to come in. Okay, so for this found, I don't need this. I probably just need like or invisible and visible. So let's do invisible. And you're a Boolean. And so, or let's do visible icon. Okay, so then I think finally we're gonna have computed. Okay, so computed properties. What we're gonna want here is, yes, we want this file name to calculate the file name. For this file name, look at that. That's pretty good. Return this.visible. Okay, so if that's true, then this.icons.on. Otherwise, this.icons.off. All right, that looks about right. Close you up. And then we're gonna have the alt. So alt. Now, I bet you're not gonna figure this out. Yeah. Okay, so it's gonna be close. It knows it needs to be text. That's nice. Return. Actually, I'm curious. What are your options? What do you think this could be? Visible hidden. Okay. Show hide. Visible hidden. Show hide on or off. Showing hiding. I want to just put in something like card is. So like close, very, 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 very close. I want to do something like return this card is, and then we're gonna have that this dot visible. Then we can have that entire thing. So card is visible. So if the visible is true, so visible to other players. Actually, let's do this. Visible to other players. Okay. Then we close that. Then we close that. Okay, so we're all good here. So that should provide us all of these things. And I think this should be usable now. So let's go to card. We can only have that that control if we own the card. So that's also going to be something interesting. Also, we want this card. But let's just say above here. Let's just try putting this this in here. So wait, before I do that, even let's import it. Import what it calls visibility toggle. Okay. So we have props, data, computed. We don't have. We need not methods. We need components. And for components, I don't want card back. I want to use this visible toggle. And you're done. Now you're on this for not using it, so then I want to put you right here. Visible toggle. So if I put you in. Okay, there's our icon above here. So it's a little bit large, but we can fix that. Also, do you think it should go above or below? I could also see it going below. I don't know if that matters that much. Let's head back into here and let's do some styling. So in this case, we can just do our image tag. Don't want to do display block. I want to probably set like the width. Let's do. Well, that didn't seem to do it. Okay. Let's investigate. Okay, so I have this image. Oh, okay, I didn't like this at all. Because another one has inherit? Oh, it's lower on the fireman's list here. Ah. So you're this C6. Okay, so it does these in order to, like, the scoping. Do I have something that's not scoped, or... Oh no, it's inherited from the parent. For the card, isn't it? It's inherited for the card. Yeah, we have this with inherit here. If I take you off, weird things happen, doesn't it? Yeah, the card becomes huge. So I don't want to do that. What if I do... Okay, like, I'm curious, like, what is 100%? Is that 100% of the card? No. That's actually not bad. Okay, so if I do that, then let's say with you, what's your 100%? Okay, it's not bad. So if I take you down to like 50%, you don't do anything. Right, okay, because it's been... This image here. Okay, so I think what we need to do is we need to add a class in. So this class is going to be... So to be a little bit more explicit about selecting this one, this is going to be our ability toggle. There we go. Okay, so that brings that down. So we can maybe make this like 20% of its original size, and maybe a little bit larger, about 30%. And then we want this to be centered. That center is going to have to happen on here. So in... I think you can have class on here multiple times. I think that works. It's like one is going to be the computed classes, and one is going to be other ones. So you are going to be... I guess this is just the card. Oh, or I can just use this div here. So we can just do display flex. That should move it to the side like that. And then we want to do flex direction column. Then you're like that. Then no, don't need your help right this second. Then I want justify content center. Not exactly. I want it to be centered in the middle. Is it just like align content center? Wait, there's also align items, and I never forget. Sorry, I never remember which ones I want. Align items, that's what it is. Okay, so then I don't need this justify content center. Although the justify content might help with like the space evenly. Align items are for the children. Okay. Yeah, I constantly forget which ones I want. Okay, so then let's go find this and play with item. Play with if I don't have that, and instead I do a width of 100%, what are you? Okay, you're really big. Excellent. Also, you're just big down there. Okay, so if you're like 10%, that's not bad, but like these all have like the different amounts. So that's why we need to like set them explicitly, isn't it? Which is not super fun. What? Don't. Oh. I want you to go down just a little bit. Now we have. Oh, because this is card. Okay, so this is fine. This is fine. No, that's not fine. This is deck. I think it's the deck. Okay, then we have this card count. So for this P tag, I want just to like margin top it by, I don't know, like 1 rem. Maybe just a little bit less. And okay. Oh my gosh, keep on actually going to that. Okay, so then we have hand. For the hand, we have this entire section. Okay, so we have display flex. And then I also want to give us a little bit of a margin on the bottom too. So margin bottom 0.5. So to pull that off from there. Okay, so that now makes it look appropriate. So let's go ahead and reset this and try it again. So we have both of our games up. Go ahead and close these. So, create a game. Join a game. Okay, so here we are. Here's my card. Here's your card. Now, we need to make sure that we only see this in our deck. But so far, that's looking good. I also just remembered that I didn't really do that other one properly. I want to see my friend's hands. It's like, this is partially completed. So I'm gonna have to move this down here. We're gonna do it after this. So I want to see my friend's hands when I log in, when I join a game. So we created a visibility icon. We placed the visibility icon above each card. But we haven't placed it above only our cards. So, right. So for card, we need to know if it's like in the hand. So like toggle, basically toggleable. So visibility, toggle. Maybe just maybe visibility. Okay. visibility toggle can be a boolean. Okay. So then we want this to only show if. So we want to do a VIF visibility toggle, which is visibility toggle. Like that. Okay, so then back to here, they're all off because we're not setting that to be true, which means coming back to our hand, for each of these cards, we can state that the visibility toggle should be true. So, oh, don't need that. Okay, there we go. So now we have that on there. And then we need to choose which ones, which type of visibility do we want for it. Because each of the players, so it's invisible right now. So, okay, this is a design thing that just sort of like messes with me in like just normal stuff too. This card should be invisible for other players. Other players cannot see the visibility. But what icon do I show? Do I show this because nobody can see it? Or do I show the other one to set it to be that way? My thought is I show this to show like the current indication for it, and we can click it to change the visibility. What are your thoughts? Shouldn't it just change color or something? We could have it do color. So we have, when you click on the card, we could also do that, like have the color change. I was thinking of like, you click on this thing and that changes the visibility of the card. Okay, so let's see here. So we have the visibility toggle, and then was there another? Oh yeah, because for visibility toggle, we need visible. So right now, in card, we have this VIF visibility toggle. That's fine. But then we need visibility to go through. So that's going to be hand and then the card to go through with all that. Data Science with Daniel is rating. Hello. How are you doing, Data Science? And or Daniel. Or wait, is it both? Maybe you're with Daniel. How's your stream? What were we working on today? You just released your first Python library? Oh, congratulations. What was it about? It's called Beluga, and it helps do machine learning metrics. Oh, awesome. I don't know much about machine learning, so I know even less about metrics for machine learning, but that sounds something super useful. Also, I love the naming theme for that. So that'll be great. Just a quality of life improvement. Well, I'm gonna have to take your word for it because I don't know enough about it. Someday I would love to know more about that, but that's probably pretty far off for me. Anyways, welcome here. We are trying to build a deck of cards simulator. We have a Rust backend that's a WebSocket server, and we have a Vue front end. And we're trying to figure out like this toggle visibility icon and like how we want this to work. So right now I have this little icon down at the bottom here. And my thought right now is when it's in that state, it's not visible for the card. And then if we click probably your, There's other actions that clicking the card can do too. Like clicking the card, should that make it invisible? Or should that also do discard the card? And later on, do we want the ability to like change the order of cards in your hands? I don't know. Like the design language for it is gonna be tough. We could do click the card. We can start with that and like make changes to it if necessary. So maybe that would work. Okay, so if we want to change the visibility of the card, so the visibility toggle icon has this visible in there. So here in card, we're gonna have to have a property visible come in. So visibility toggle, and then also like visible, also a boolean. And then this can just be passed straight through. So visible equals visible. So that's going to be false. But then we can go to our hand and we can then say visible like that. And now we have this icon showing that it is visible to everyone else. Okay. What this means is that we need some state, like we need to track this somehow in state. So we have our cards. Okay, so we have hands. We don't have like the specific idea of like what a card is. We have the other players and they're gonna have like their hands. Okay, so we handle draw card and we're going to commit the event card. Okay, so what I think we want to do is go into the back end and set a visibility for the card. So this will be card. So we have the hub. Actually, I don't know if it needs to be public. So come on, stop. Visible is a Boolean. And when we create a new one, we're gonna say that visible is false. Okay, so I don't know if there's any other big changes that we need to make here. What's gonna happen is that's gonna send it up. We're gonna have it in the cards for a hand and for the others, which means that we can, in hand, we have this v4 card. Okay, so card index in hand. Visible is going to be bound. So visible equals card dot visible. And you have to be in. Okay, let's try this again. So reset our connection, set. I create a card and it's invisible. Okay. Now, I don't have anything to show this visibility like when it's been set, but like it's invisible for all these. And just to prove to myself that this is gonna work, in card RS, let's set this to be true. There we go. Okay, so now that's visible. So we start with a default of invisible. Okay. We've placed a visibility icon above each card in our hand. Send a message to backend when clicking visibility icon. Okay, so let's change this to be when clicking like the card in our hand. So how do we want to do this? A viable clan member, hello. So in our hand, we want this to be clickable now. So for this card, we're gonna want like an on click, and then we're gonna want some method. So methods. I kind of want to do like a handle, clicking card. We'll take in the card, yes. I don't want to go, no, I don't want to go directly to the store. Let's just console.log to begin. Oh, yeah, we'll throw in the card. Do all that. I'm doing good. How are you, viable clan member? So then here, we're going to just do an on click, which I can do that, but it's really click like this is the more appropriate way. And we're going to do this handle clicking card and pass in the card. So you resolved today's issues with 15 minutes to spare before the end of the day. Feels good to hit a solution after being confused for hours. Oh, I know that feeling well too. Yes, that does always feels good. Okay. Open up you. Let's go to our console. Take a card. Oh, it's not doing the thing. No. Okay, so this click doesn't work because I have this click. We're trying to console log this. This is in the hand, and I am saved. So this is this card. Oh, wait. No, okay, this was card 152. I don't need you there. Let's try this again. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so if click doesn't work there, You see all the trendy streamers have Copilot in their stream title now. Well, I mean, they're letting me use it, so I'm trying it out to see like how if it's helpful or not. So far, it's like back and forth. Like sometimes it's helpful, but it hasn't given me any ideas that I haven't thought of. I'm actually curious to see like if that's ever gonna happen. You're just jealous. Okay, so forehand. Okay, so what about there is the V on click equals this. Maybe this will work. No? Okay. Maybe I have to go all the way back down and set that up. Okay, so in card. So here at the top level. We're going to do handle clicked. So do I have any methods? No. So we're going to want methods. Let's do handle click. I guess we can have like the values of this go up. Oh, you signed up, but you answered the question. No, I never use VS Code. Oh, yeah. And they're only concentrating on VS Code right now. They don't have any plugins for anything else yet. Although somebody in the beta on like one of the conversations mentioned they got it working with NVim. Because they figured out, they like looked into it and they figured out the API that was using. So they just like have it for VS Code and then they're just calling into the API, passing in like the code and like requesting. And it's working for them. But it's like, that feels like too much work for me right now. But with the new release of NVim, and like how well this kind of sort of works with Rust, I can see this being a pretty popular plugin for Vim too. You'll just use your mouse to click on Stack Overflow for now. I heard that somebody created a little plugin for VS Code to just like pull the top answer, like pull a random answer or whatever from Stack Overflow and inject that into your code. And you're like, hey, it's just as good as Copilot. Okay, so we want to handle click. When we handle click, we have our value in the suit. So we're gonna emit that out. Okay, so we're gonna do close. So this dot, actually, can you figure it out what I want? I want, whoa, this is a lot. None of this. None of that. No. We're gonna do this dot emit. We're gonna do the click part. And then we're gonna do an object because we can only emit one thing. So we're gonna have value is, yeah, there we go. Now you got it. And then close that up. So do you work now? So for view, we're going to go to events here and like take a look to see. Okay, so we have that event happening. But when I click this, the event doesn't trigger. Your prediction, Microsoft are going to wait until projects use Copilot, then sue them out of existence due to copyright infringement. They haven't done that kind of thing in a long time. And they have a completely different like person at the Horde. So like, I don't know. Happy Diego, Diego La Casa. Sorry for the mispronunciation, but thank you for the cheer. I think that's a cheer. It didn't show up in my chat, but welcome and hello. They'll be suing closed source projects. Maybe. We'll have to see and find out. It's certainly like a possibility they can go that route. I think they want to take over open source that the way they're everywhere and they're relevant to everything. Because I think they really want you to use Azure. So they might do something like, hey, you have to use Azure. Like they might make it a paid thing. Like you have to pay us to use this for your closed source projects. I could see them doing that easily. Exactly. They're just gonna get into all of that place. Okay, so why can't I click on you? Wait. It would be helpful if I did like an click, wouldn't it? So click equals handle click. I mean, just a theory that it might be helpful. There we go. Okay, so now click gets emitted by card. And we see this payload of a suit and a value. Okay, so we can see that. So now we can go into hand. And now we can do this at click. I don't need to pass in card anymore specifically because this is going to be passed in from behind us. Okay, so handle click card. And then you're going to be the console log 2. So now at this point, we can console log. Here it is. We have the object, value 4, suit club. Okay, great. So now we want to emit this all the way up to the store. And is that true? We want to emit this all the way up to the store so we can toggle the visibility in the server. Okay. So now components. So we're currently at hand. So in the room, and so room is next. So we're going to emit this out. This dot emit. This is going to be toggle visibility, and we're going to pass the card in. Okay, so that goes to room. So for hand here, we can now capture that and we'll have a method. So this is going to be handle card toggling visibility. Taking the card and card targeting. Okay, there we go. That looks about right. That's what's emitted out. So we want to capture you for hand. That equals, there you go. So after we're in room, next up is just the app. So if we come down here, this is the next event. and then it's the router. So that, yeah, handle card toggling visibility. That seems to be good. So something I do notice with Google Copilot is it's slowly figuring out like my style. It's like it knows that I'm naming this like handle something, which I think is pretty cool because if it really was just like an amalgamation of like every open source developers, like styles would be all over the place. But it is slowly dialing in on my style, which is pretty impressive, I think. Like I feel it'd be very easy for it to be like basically overtrained to the point where it couldn't figure out. Like it's just like, oh, whatever, you know, just like I'm a crappy developer because I've looked at all the styles. Okay, so we're gonna have this there. Okay, so we're gonna take you in. Now we're gonna dispatch. So toggle, yeah, I think this is about right. So toggle card visibility and then close you off. Okay, so now we need to go do this. Makes sense. It's like a customized suggestion for the individual. I mean, yeah, it makes sense. Like that's what we want it to be. It just, I guess I'm impressed that they're able to get it like this early on in its development too. Like they're able to actually get it working that way. Okay, so now we're gonna come to our store and we're gonna have an action for this. So we can have like commit and card, sure. Actually, I think we need state. I will probably need a commit to, no, we'll just need the state. So to I don't know what you're trying to do here. Find the card, remove it, and no. Yeah, no. Also, hello Chantilly, good morning. So let's just console log to make sure that this is happening. We're gonna have our like state dot name and the card. I need to bring in state so it doesn't yell at me too much. Okay, so you game that. There we go. Okay, so here's our state.name, my player name, and then we have our suit, which is the spade and the value of 6. Okay, so that's fine. So we need to send the message to the backend when we're clicking on this card. The backend is going to receive this action of like toggling the card. So let's head into there. So for actions, we want to toggle visibility of card. If we do that, we also need to head into the main state where we have this. And this is self that handle toggle visibility of card. Probably like this is it's probably exactly what we want to do. So handle toggle visibility of card. Okay. Interesting that it found like, oh no, because I had written that. Never mind. It is fun that it like figured out that I want a handle on that because like that's the pattern I've been using. So can you figure out that's what I'm going to do next? Do function handles. Okay. So mute, self, message, custom message. I always like to start with that. Close you off. It saw my previous patterns. Yeah, absolutely. And it's figuring that out. Okay, so then let's just debug the message. So this means now we're gonna see this come in. No, wrong one. Don't need you. Need you. Okay, so when I click on this, oh, we're not sending anything back. That's why. Oops. Also, we have tons of these other ones. I want to like remove some of these. So we have main state, line 33. Let's remove this debug. We have room, line 25. Let's remove that debug. Okay, that one got removed. I think we're good now. Okay, so in the front end, so now we need an API route to send this off. So for API, we're going to be toggling visibility. So toggle card visibility. Let's see. We need the WebSocket. We need the room ID. We need the player ID. But we don't need the card ID. But we do need the card value and the card suit. So I guess a card. We need a card. So close. So we need socket, room ID, player ID, and then probably just the card. Then we open up that up. So I'm not super happy with like the just like one line at a time. I like to like have it auto close these brackets for me, but I understand that. Okay, so look at this. We're gonna do a new message builder. So we set the action with toggle card visibility. Is that what we have in our actions? Toggle visibility of card. Close. Very, very, very close. Okay, so new message builder. We're gonna do that instead. Set the room ID. Set the player ID. We don't have a set card, but this is what we want to do. And then we want to build it. And then let's just send it off. And then we need to close it up. Okay, so I believe you should yell at me when we do this because I don't think we have a set card in here. So we need to go to message. Yeah, okay, so we need a card. Takes a card. This a card equals card. Okay, that looks good. And then here for data, we're gonna do card is this stat card. Okay. So let's try this again. That I'm getting this. Did I not call the API? I may not have called the API. I did not call the API. So we need to. Nope. Okay. So API dot toggle card visibility. Okay. So state that WebSocket, state that room code, and the card. Okay. That. Wait. No, it was more. So WebSocket, room ID, got that. Player ID, and then card. So then it's going to be state dot player ID. Okay. Missing field visible at line 1, column 150. Okay, so card needs the visibility. Okay. That card needs visibility. Okay, so in here on the card, we have its if it's visible or not. Is it actually visibility? It's just okay. It's just visible. So when we handle this click, we need visible. And then this dot visible, I think. Yeah, this dot visible. Come on, quit. There you go. Crashed so hard that it really crashed. Okay, let's try this again. Game, create that. There we go. Okay, so we have our message data now. So we have our player name, which we didn't send that off, but we have the player ID, so just as good. We have the room ID, which is important, and we have the card. So we have the suit value and visibility, or visible. So we should actually be able to do a comparison, but I don't know how useful that's going to be. Okay, so this is setting backwards. So if we look at our to-do, we send the message to the back end. So there's that. Update the visibility of the cards in the back end. So how are we going to do this? We're in the back end now. We're in main state. We're just debugging this. So what are the steps that we need to do? We need to get the room. So that's going to be our first thing. Get the room. So I think it's going to be this, right? If that room, probably the same pattern here to grab the room. So if let self dot rooms dot intermute dot find. Okay, so the room ID is equal to get room ID. Okay, that. Why are you open brackets? Oh, because the if let. Yeah, okay, that's correct. Okay, so then we're gonna say room toggle visibility of card pass in the player ID. Close. Very, very, very close. Let's just debug room. Make sure that we find it. And then just close you. Okay, so we successfully found the room. Here's all these cards in it. And we should have our one player, which is here, okay? Then if I wanted to update this, what do I need to do then? Okay, so in the room, I think we're gonna do like mostly what it was talking about. To find the player, we need the card. So we need the card, and we need the player ID, and I think that's it. So I think we are gonna do. So close. Okay, so we're gonna do this part. And then here it's just gonna be message.card or data.card. Probably something like that. So you don't exist, and then you is private. So let's go to message card. Okay, you're an option card. Oh, okay. We want to do the same thing then. We want to get card. Not quite. We want a result, yes. But with a card, probably just a reference to a card here. Okay, so if let sum card equals self card. Okay, card. Else, fail, card doesn't exist. What's that? What's that? Okay. Now here, it can be card, and we can question mark you. Okay, now you're just upset because toggle visibility doesn't exist. So let's head over into the room. Okay, so we're going to take in both player ID and the card. So close. We're going to have the ID, which is, I think, the stir, and just a full card, which is a reference to a card. And yeah, we'll return this. Nope, not that. Yes. Okay, and so if I want to, let's just do a debug of the player ID and the card. And we'll just track to see if we've made it into here now. And we have, okay, so we've made it into here. We have the player ID and we have this card. Okay. then the final thing of actually finding the player. So our players are in a vector, but we have IDs in it. So that should be easy to find. So we need to find the player first. And then once we found the player, we need to find the card. So, yes, let's do this. So self dot players. Iter mute. I think it's like dot find. Yeah, dot find. Predicate is going to be a player ID equals that. Okay. View. Where are you? Return the player. Else. Early exit. Okay. So this should find the player. Next we want to find the card in the player. So, let's see. For the players, we want to get a specific card in the hand. So this hand is gonna have to be public, or we're gonna have to have a method on the player here. So like we could have like toggle visibility of card. I like that. Toggle visibility of card. Or find card. Close. I don't want to take ownership of it. So we want to return a result with a mutable reference to a card inside. So we want to search through this. So we want to just do a find, don't we? Oh, but it's going to be a result. Okay, so card equals self dot hand dot iter mute find. We have a predicate. No, you're going to be a card. We want the. So this is going to be interesting. So I want the card suit and value. So card dot suit is equal to, okay, so problem. This is the like the message card. And this is like the hand card. So card dot suit equals message card dot suit and card dot not rank value equals message card dot value. We're probably gonna have to add in partial equals. Okay, so I think that gives us that. That's gonna give us this option. So then I probably want to do an if let sum for you. Okay, so if we find the card, we're going to update. Oh, we return the card. So it's an okay in the card. Else. Actually, we don't need even to do this result, do we? If we don't find the card, we should probably just be the, oh, this probably should just be an option. This probably should just be an option. In which case, I don't need to do any of this type of stuff. We just run you like that. So now back to room. We're gonna find the card from the player and toggle the visibility, which means that we probably want another function here. Function toggle visibility of card, mute self, and then the message card. Okay, that sounds fine. Don't know what we need to return, if we're going to return it or not. So let's just do this. Let card equals self-defined card, message card, and so this is going to be an if let. And let's debug this card. And just sort of like see what we got here. So toggle visibility of card is what we're going to call in here. So we have our player. We're going to do a player dot toggle visibility of card, and then this is going to be the card. So that was a lot of code. I don't know if this is going to work. It did. We found the card. Okay. Lumicode, hello. You lurk without sound in the clean rooms. Well, thank you so much for hanging out. I'm probably gonna have to end up pretty soon because we're getting close to 8:30. Let's see. Okay, so we get the card. We then want to toggle the visibility. So this is in the player. Okay, so we're gonna get this card. Okay, so we have it. Let's toggle the visibility. So that's probably gonna be on the card. Let's have a method on this. So impl card, you have a pub function, toggle visibility. Self. Not gonna return anything. Yeah, self.visible is not that. Okay. Cool. Then gonna head back to the player. So we have our card, and we can now say card dot toggle visibility. So now we toggle the visibility of this card. Okay, so we've done the thing. So we've done the thing. That's like the big deal here. And if we come back to main state, handling this, we should be able to, can I just like debug self? It's like not super fun when we do this, but I think this will show off that it's working. Okay, so here, okay, we have our one room, we have our player in that room. We have a hand, card, and visibility is true now, and it was false before. And so if I do another toggle of this, now visibility is false. So it is doing this appropriately in our backend. So we are updating the visibility cards in the backend. Nice. Okay, so then coming up, we'll be sending the new card state to the clients, and the client should set the visibility of the card. Okay, so let's go ahead and commit this.